Welcome into the Dedicated Podcast. We're getting set to kick off year 4 here in Houston, Texas, and we're coming your way on camera. We're not online. We're in person, and we're here getting set for our first tournament of the year on the DR7 circuit, and we're getting the chance to catch up with some special guests here for the Dedicated Podcast. Ben Spicer, Johnathan Mumphrey. We've got Coach Casey with Freeworld Elite. Coach, excited to have you here. Your program has come a long way over the last couple of years that we've seen, and we've been excited to see that growth, and of course excited to see you again here on the circuit as well. How you been?
I've been all right. Working hard and make sure these kids get what they need,
Absolutely.
Well, Coach, we're gonna jump right to it. So tell me this. Last time I seen you, man, it was a 3-time, overtime. Kind of tell me, that emotion to fight through, because it was a gauntlet to get to that championship game, and kind of how was that impacted at that event at the Crown, and kind of how's it been afterwards? I mean, you guys earned a ton of respect in the space, even more than you already had. So kind of share with us a little bit about that emotional journey, because that was a long day. I'm just telling you that.
Yeah, it was a very long day, man. But we, man, just to see my kids perform at a high level. They play some great teams, man. That True Buzz, man, I love that team.
Buzz game.
Yeah, Buzz, man. But I mean, just seeing these kids here, just playing at a high level and 3 overtimes, man. Yeah, I was tired, I was sleeping, but but at the end of the day, man, on both sides, man, the kids performed. I mean, the refs did their job, and we couldn't ask for anything better, man, it was just one of the games, man.
Yeah, I mean, the cool thing about it is, from the Freeworld organization, you guys represented pretty deep. I was 8 to 18. Y'all took home, y'all fought all the way. Y'all was in a couple championship games. Mm-hmm. Kind of tell us a little bit about the growth of the program. Why did you start the program?
All right. So my brother actually, Taiwan.
Yeah.
So we was all together. He started this program called X Factor. Mm-hmm. So we all, I wouldn't go coach for anybody, because I thought everybody else was like, by themselves. Mm-hmm. I already know what type of stuff Ty was on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Ty.
Yeah, so we was all together with X Factor. Mm-hmm. Then, the incident happened, but he shut it down. Then I called him. I said, bro, what you think about me starting a developmental program? I just wanted to train. I love training kids, get them to the next level. So he gave me all the equipment and gave me his blessing. So that's pretty much how we started, just training, just development, training and stuff like that. So that was the beginning of it. So right now, I mean, we helped a couple of programs out, then they pulled one of them stunts.
Yeah, one of them stunts.
They pulled one of them stunts.
Yeah,
so that's what woke up the demon.
Yeah.
So Coach Dino and Coach Leroy said, man, let's run that 707 up.
Yeah.
I said, bet, let's do it. Because I went to go help them. I ain't gonna say no organization.
Yeah, that's fine.
I ain't gonna do nothing like that, but I went to go help them out.
Yeah.
And I became the defensive coordinator. I was bringing, what he did was ask, can I bring some of the kids I was training to start a 14U team?
Right.
I was like, yeah. So I went over there and I helped out. So I was the defensive coordinator for him. I would leave my program to help him build his. Because his daddy coached me when I was younger.
Yeah.
I show love.
Yeah.
We get to the first tournament, he was like, hey man, we ain't got no wristband for you. All right, bet. So, when he said that, I said, man, if that's what you wanted, just the kids, you could have just said that.
Mm-hmm.
So, and Coach Leroy came to me, we had a seat at the restaurant. Bro, let's turn up. That's how we started 707.
That's where it usually happens when someone else thinking they taking and turning it up. I'm gonna put a little pin there because I want to come back. What's funny is you and I didn't meet till we was on the 707 circuit.
Sure.
Well, Ty, several years before, I ain't gonna say no name, when I started my the program, the dudes want to do what they gonna do. Uh-huh. That's how I met Ty, Coach Warren. He played at A&M, big time NFL guy. Well, he was supposed to be, our lineman guy at the time with that brand. Mm-hmm. And things didn't happen. And I learned later why it didn't happen. By me and Ty ended up at the Army All-American game. He was in the same room when we did that, Ben, and me and Ty kind of talked about that, and I see why it didn't come through, and I knew why later, because the people that was involved that kind of did what they did with me, we ain't gonna give them too much credit. You know, that happened though. You know, the great thing about it is I tell people all the time, you either do right or you do wrong. When you do wrong by people, that's when you grow. You grow somebody that becomes your competitor. You know, I try to do what's right by them, and if they don't want to be when we're growing, then they can leave and go do their own thing. And I want to support you, but I'm not here to, you know, to cut you down. But there are some people that want to, what we say, you know, ride your back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but the great thing about it is your program has turned up, and Ty's a great guy. So you know, just got to give a shout out to Coach Warren, because he's a man of integrity. And, you know, you and I talked about that briefly, how you kind of took it over. But, you know, kind of back to the 18U game, and not the 18U, just to come into the Crown. How has 707 impacted the kids that you work with in the inner city in Bryan, Texas?
I mean, like, so we 24-hour working.
Yeah.
So, you know, we get.
Wait a minute, slow down. What's 24-hour working mean? Because I don't think people got that.
we don't sleep. You know, from training to 707 to Papa One, we never sleep.
Right.
So we ain't just 707. We don't just the kids work. They train. You know, they work. They go 707, go to practice, come back, train again. So we just 24-hour grinding. Mm-hmm. So them boys right there, man, they put in all the work. So whatever they have in store for them, they done the work.
Yeah.
I'm just here
right
to lead. You know,
right.
There you go. You know, so that's, I mean, thank God put me here for one reason, and just to help people out. So that's what I'm here for.
Right.
You know, so I mean.
So do you think those boys that play, all your kids that played in the tournament, mm-hmm. especially the one that's went off, I know you have a couple of kids that went off to college.
Yes, sir.
Do you think that has helped them to compete? We're going to take the Crown. I mean, you guys was competing against a big team out of Oklahoma in that championship game. You know, the coaches over there they were some dogs themselves. And you know, I'm sitting there watching that, and I'm like, man, these kids getting a life lesson. Oh, yeah. And even us as older, I'm like, man, that's pressure.
Oh yeah.
You know, and do you think that they was able to learn something and take to their next level of life?
Oh yeah. I mean, like that whole team, our first team all district, in tackle football.
You know, so it's translating.
Oh yeah. Because like I said, we 24-hour grinding. Right. You know, like even when everybody else sleep.
Yeah.
Summertime, wintertime, we working. Yeah. So that right there, and I just posted them boys the other day, and that's why I was so proud of them, because they all got first team all district. Mm-hmm. And at their schools and, you know, at their position. Mm-hmm. So it helped out a lot, actually, because it's fast paced.
Correct.
Now, everybody else that's not working, guess what? These boys working. If you got a dog or cat, you're gonna be a dog, right?
Right.
And the cat will be over there just chilling.
Right.
That's what they do. Right. So they hot dogged everybody, so that's all I want.
Correct.
So they do what they're supposed to do.
That's awesome.
I got a two-part question for you, and Mom kind of talked about it a little bit, but 8U all the way to 18U.
Yes, sir.
When you got into this, did you expect the program to grow to those heights? Was that kind of the goal? And then, you know, you mentioned the kids and the success that they've had on Friday nights, and just in general, going off to college and things like that. How fulfilling is that for you as a coach to be able to see that?
Man, you know, just because I lived it, and I just wanted to see the kids out there came through with me.
Absolutely.
I want to be on stage with them.
Yep.
Like, so everybody that, you know, so what we do is once you get that sign that letter, mm-hmm. man, you earn your hat and gown. So you get your Freeworld hat and your Freeworld shirt. You earn it.
I love it.
You know, did he say hat and gown?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I love
So they, all the boys that sign,
yeah,
you know, and they let everybody know. You got different colors of hats, you know, so like that. But they also put that Freeworld hat right there. They let people know, hey, this is what we do.
I like that.
So that's, I mean, yeah, just love it, man, because it's fun. It just, when you see a kid living out their dream,
right,
or anybody,
right,
that's number one. Mm-hmm. And that right there brings joy to my life. So they done it.
I love it.
You know what I'm saying? So to the next level.
Did you expect the program, 8U, 18U, to be
No,
this big?
like I said, I was just developmental training. And it took one person to wake me up, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I don't give out free advertisement, that's why I don't say no names. Right. So, but nah, it just took that one, I needed that. You know what I'm saying? So, because we in the same community, but we're trying to bring everybody together.
Right.
It just be like that sometimes, so thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. We're gonna call that person the wake up guy.
Yeah, thank you.
We're gonna call those people the wake up guy.
And you know, DR7, they take it off, you know. Hey, it don't take one person.
Yeah, it was a wake up guy. We had a wake up guy.
Yeah, we had to wake them up, you know what I'm saying? So, hey, thank y'all for waking us up, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Bring that dog in.
That's all we needed. But yeah, like that, man, you know.
So kind of looking back on your story and, you know, how you got to this point, Mump always talks about, you know, everyone kind of has that moment in their life that kind of maybe your wake up moment. And, you know, you talked about for this instance, but maybe in your life in general, like the path that you went down and what kind of set you to becoming the person that you are today and kind of dedicated you to coaching and you know, helping athletes and helping others.
Oh, now, you know, I got a full ride to Tarleton State University. So I went to go play football. Actually, in my major was kinesiology, so I always wanted to be a coach.
Yeah.
But started back where I ain't had no dad growing up, raised by my mom. So Coach Thorne. So he was like, I was a real shy kid. He looked down every time he talked to me.
Yeah.
He was like, hey, look a man in the eye. When you talk to him, you know you're not bullshit.
Right.
You show him how to shake man in. You know what I'm saying? So, and why I say that, I grew up on MLK. So seeing a white guy take a colored man in, that meant something to me. So yeah, that's why I do what I do, because he didn't have to do that.
Right.
You feel me? So that's why stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's a drive to other kids, like, this man didn't have to do all that to me, for me and stuff like that. So why can I do the same thing for others? You know what I'm saying? So it takes you somewhere else where, man, I just want to see people successful. That's what he wanted.
Right.
Show it to my college games.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So, hey man, big shout out to Ken Thorne. You know, so I'm giving him a big shout out. It's like, that's my white daddy.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah,
absolutely.
Type stuff like that, man. So yeah,
I love it.
You know, I learned a couple things in that. I did not know you played at Tarleton State.
Yeah, yes sir.
You know, but you know, you set a bar in there. I gotta clarify what I mean by that. MLK, people don't, Martin Luther King, greatest orator you ever heard. But what MLK has became in our neighborhoods is that's where we really lead into. Sometimes it's the toughest street to be on.
Facts.
And so we just gonna keep it 100.
Yeah.
When you say MLK, I don't think a lot of people got what you meant by that.
Yeah.
That's probably one of the toughest streets in the neighborhood that you got to come up out of. So what that tells me, single mom, you're a shy kid. So in the neighborhoods, in our hoods, sometimes you got to show that you're tough, or you're gonna get picked at all the time.
Oh, yeah.
And so for you to fight up out of that, I lived on MLK, so I definitely understand where you're coming from. So but you don't want to go left, you want to try to stay right. But at the end of the day, you have people that impact your life.
Thanks.
I never forget, the mayor of Kilgore, the VP banker. I stayed at their house, different things like that to see different land. And so all of us have some white daddies somewhere, sometime.
Hey, I'm telling you.
So. But you get to see a look peek through somebody else's eyes of life, and I think that's where it begins to breed that dedication, that dedication that you can be different if you choose different, and so that says a lot. So at Tarleton State, so I'm gonna guess because I don't know this question. I'm gonna guess. I want to say DB, but I see running back in your life.
I play DB.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we kind of play the same position.
Yeah.
You either can be a DB or you can be a running back. And I'm like, okay, I think I can guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, 8U, this is one thing that when we started 8U, last year? 2 years ago?
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
People was like, well, 8U, can they do it? Can they not do it? And I see you guys and talk about that 8U bunch and why is that so important to you guys? Because you guys, y'all have stuck with the AU more than anybody, and I'm seeing other orgs do the same thing.
So when we first started the training, we had youngest as 5 years old.
Wow.
That takes patience.
Yeah. So we know. I mean, we know if you start them young and you keep them together.
Yeah.
Like that, my 18 group, we had them, since they was like 8 years old.
Yeah.
So you seen what they done together. So they was like a brother. I mean, we both play ball, so you know how that locker room is. Regardless of where you from, you still my brother. Cause we going on that field, right? Play together. So at the end of the day, that AU, we started young because when you start them that young and grow up with them, you can see, and you can really put you into them.
Correct.
And see them grow into what they become. And I'm not saying they're trying to be their mama or daddy.
Right.
But, any positive role model in any kid's life
is a win-win.
It's a win-win.
Yeah.
So, and some parents need help.
Absolutely.
I mean, it means a lot of good parents that work a lot and, probably don't have the funds, but we ain't here to judge nobody.
No, absolutely.
I mean, like I said, a lot of people came from nothing and turned into something.
Correct.
So I'm not here to judge nobody yet, maybe. But at the end of the day, give me your babies. That's all I want.
Yeah.
Give me
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what I love about what we do, AU, we can look back. What I love about it is, it's just like, man, we just want to see you be great.
Oh, yeah.
At the end of the day, we done lived our life, we're living it now, but we can live a little through you. And I think that's where we miss. And then a lot of guys that's in this space that don't see it from that way, don't come from tough times. They think they can just jump in it and just run it, but they ain't been through when they didn't have nobody at home to teach them how to get their feet, plant their feet right and things of that nature. If it wasn't for guys like you in the community, man, a lot of lives wouldn't be making it.
Yeah.
That's what I say. And so from DR7 perspective, you guys are the most important people. That's because we know if we do something from a national standpoint, it's gonna get to the grassroots because I know Ken gonna do the right thing over there with Freeworld.
Oh, yeah.
And I know these guys gonna do the right thing over there, Josh. And I think that's the most important thing for us. And so when we saw the AU babies, like me and Ben, we talked about this all the time. We can see them from AU and we can expose them because nobody knows about them. They're unexposed, but we can expose them when they become that next top kid that's going to A&M or going to Texas or Oklahoma or whatever school they choose to go to, Sam Houston State, and then going into the league. Hey, we know them at AU. We saw that. We saw Freeworld do that. So
I mean, it's just and not having a dad around. I seen I've been through it where a dad means a lot in the family.
Mm-hmm.
So not having a dad around, like I used to watch my friends, that had the dad talking, the dad coming to lunch. I sit in the corner, man, and dad look cool, but I ain't got no daddy to say that. You feel me? Right. So I had 3 boys before I went to play college ball, and my oldest passed away when he was 2. So and my mom passed at a young age at 50. So if you look on the Freeworld bus, I got a picture of both of them on the bus. So I'm still trying to make them proud. You know what I'm saying? So, and I know how, like I said, I know how it is not having a dad. So why not? Use me.
Yeah.
Use me. You know what I'm saying? So my kids are grown. My middle son graduated from A&M. He graduated architect engineer.
Okay. Wow.
So he worked for the city of Houston. And my youngest, he's 24, and he worked with me at UniFirst. So, well, they got in trouble, so that's all I care. They doing what they're supposed to do. So, I mean,
man, you took me deep. There's so many questions. Ben, I ain't trying to overtalk, but so tell me what Freeworld means. What's the meaning to you for Freeworld?
All right. So how the name really started, it was me and my brother Tyrone Bailey. We started Freeworld. It was just us two. It wasn't a program. It was just us two, me and you just chilling. And we were like, man, we don't do politics, we don't do none of that. So we were like, we'll call ourselves Freeworld, right? So do right by your family, do everything, but we don't follow social media. We ain't none of that. Whatever America tell you better be.
Yeah, we opposite.
That's why we. So when so we was calling ourselves Freeworld for 5 years, like just us two. you have to be selected to come hang with us.
Yeah.
Like, if you move in a certain way, like take care of your family and stuff like that, hey, we'll pull up on you. Hey, we like what you're doing.
Right.
So how Freeworld League came around, with, like I said, when Todd started, you know, when I started the name, for the program, I was like, hey man, let's get the kids the same thing we own, you know what I'm saying? So all I did was put the Freeworld, we was already calling each other, I just put that lead on it.
Yeah.
So get the kids the same value that we go about it, so and stuff like that. That's how I started.
Yeah, it's about character and integrity.
Oh yeah.
Man. So and that's what I love. Now I got a little insight.
Yeah.
I bring it to the dedicated podcast. I get to learn. I've been like, what is Freeworld? Is that a rap group? What's going on?
That's how I mean. It was just two guys, two roommates, brothers, and that's how it really started. I just put the elite at the end because I just think
we're elite. Y'all been building an elite program down there. Yeah. So you know, let's keep it 100, man. I mean, out of Bryan, Texas, right? I said that right because I know I got in trouble earlier.
Yeah, Bryan,
so
Texas.
Cool. Yeah,
Bro, we call it Bryan College Station because you know we ain't gonna do. We Bryan College Station. We got Bryan, Texas.
Yeah, absolutely. No, you gotta rep the.
Yeah, we got Bryan College Station, you know. But yeah, that's where it started.
Yeah,
my old neighborhood. That's where we first started. Like doing the training in my old neighborhood in the park. So, yeah.
Well, you know, the most important thing for me, and you know, as we wind this call, wind everything down, is, you know, I want people, when they see Freeworld, they know the meaning of it.
Yes, sir.
But then they know the character behind it, and the integrity behind it, and the man behind it, and the men. Because you know what? The great thing about it is like attract like. And I know you're not going to be, you got character and integrity. You ain't going to have people hanging around you that don't. So it's so important. One of the things Ben and I, when we talked about this podcast, dedicated podcast, we want to be dedicated to where we can help to expose the organizations that people that are single moms or dads, and you know, because as a man, sometimes you need another man to speak into your child life, and so it ain't always, you know, a single mom, but you know, I know it's a lot of men that can speak into other men's lives,
right.
And we have to learn that as we grow up. Is in order to grow as a man, you got to have another man speaking into you sometimes to help guide you, because you don't know the roadmap if you ain't never been down the road. And so, you know, I learned a lot in this time we spent together about really deeper about the character of Freeworld and what it's all about. And you know, I appreciate you guys, you know, riding with us. And you know, I never forget you called me like, Mom, we with you, we rolling, brother. That's what you told me. You know, and it's like, hey man, you know, I hear that.
Yeah.
But you know, I certain people you believe in when they tell you. Some other people they'll say it and you just like, okay, it's the next time that I make you mad or don't give you something that you go. So, and that's okay. We love them too, but you know, it's all about character and integrity at the end of the day. All this stuff, you know, it's just what we do to be able to do it. But when they call you home, you want to be able to, they say, hey, that man did something right and touch somebody. So, and that's what I applaud you for, what you're doing in your neighborhood, in your community, because you could only change the people around you, you know, then you can impact the world through them.
So,
Coach, you had a lot of success all throughout last season, obviously, and I'm interested to see how that'll carry over into this year. I know you guys graduated your 18U team, but you've got 8 to 14U, right, I believe, this year. So just kind of how is the program looking as a whole, and you know, what's your outlook for this weekend at ER7?
Man, you know, we got like I call it a rebuilding stage right now, you know, but that AU team, that 18, ooh. You know, I mean, and I mean that's the one you're talking about, that they 10 now. You know what I'm saying? So that, I mean, we got dogs all the way across. Right. We got dogs all the way across. I just like seeing these kids perform. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm not coaching this year.
Oh, wow, that's the first.
Oh, yeah.
You just dropped the ball, another ball.
Yeah, I'm not coaching this year, but I'm helping out. So, you know, this is the first time since we started that I ain't coached the team, but I'm cool with that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So while they practice, I train the older boys, getting ready for school ball and stuff like that. So, I mean,
yeah. That's okay. We're gonna see how that goes this year.
Yeah. I got that itch though.
You got the camera.
I stepped in and practice the other day, called the offense or something. I'm like, I gotta get out of this drill. I gotta get out of this drill.
Yeah, that was a very hard transition for me, because I used to coach about 3 teams in our flag league we used to have, and the hardest thing, man, when I started transitioning into this business is not to be the owner of the circuit, coaching everybody's kids. I had to kind of keep my mind. That's a tough transition. But when you're building something great, you got to transition into leadership. And there's certain things you have to give up in order to help everybody else propel to go to the next level. So I commend you on that, because that's tough.
Oh yeah.
When you've done something, you're very impactful at it. But you can be more impactful if you step up and go out and be more of a face of the program. And develop other leaders.
And we've been branching out. Like I said, I told you earlier on the phone.
Yeah.
We got a grappler fighter, professional grappler fighter, Bladen. He won his first match the other day. We got a professional wrestler.
Nice.
Thomas Carter. And we got a youth motivational speaker. Actually, she's 12 years old. And her name is Jordan Lawrence, and she just beat cancer.
Oh, praise God.
So, coolest kid ever, man. Female, and she beat cancer, and actually she gave me the little necklace.
Yeah.
When you beat cancer, you get a little necklace, a little medal, and she gave it to me. So it's in the Freeworld, trophy room.
That's awesome.
So she asked me to go to masquerade ball.
Yeah.
She wanted to be her date for the masquerade ball.
That's cool.
So she was like, she told her friends, I got this big black coach, walking on stage, and she was so cool about it, she cool, little Caucasian girl. So she was like, man, she was telling her friends, I got this big black coach walking me on stage, but she doing real good, and I'm glad she beat cancer.
Absolutely.
And them kids, they different.
Yeah.
When you feel like it's your last day,
right?
But she got a glow. Any kid with a glow to them, and we lost a kid before to cancer.
Yeah.
And so you see the wings on the shorts,
right?
Or you see that number 7.
Yeah.
That's for D-Man.
Yeah.
So she said she's doing it for her brother D-Man. So hey man, that's just a big blessing.
That's community. Man.
Oh yeah, I love it, man. We'll build a family, man.
The family has all rainbows.
There's all rainbows, baby. Hey, I don't care what color you is. Come join the family, So that's what I mean. The bigger the family, I grew with a big family. So all my uncles are angels with my brothers. My grandma had 9 kids.
Wow.
So out that 9 kids, out of 5, 6 of them, my uncles, I grew up in the same house with them. So they not just uncles. Yeah. They uncle brothers. Yeah. That's where I learned from. Yeah. So I had no daddy, but I had them. Yeah. Yeah. So they taught me, I just got back from Seattle. That's where my brothers at. So I go back and visit them, and they like my brothers, you know what I'm saying? So, but they my uncles, but we grew up in the same household. And grandma was busy; she had 9 kids,
Yeah, absolutely.
So, big shout out to you, grandma. But hey, it is what it is. That's back in the days, though.
That's what it was.
That's what it was. Have more kids so you can do less work.
Yeah, absolutely. Because they show put you. I tell my kids all the time. I was like, y'all don't have a clue. I was washing dishes at 9 years old. And you complaining at 16.
I'm telling you, go mow the yard. Yeah. You better do something. You want some allowance or something. You ain't doing no regular stuff. Right. Fixing the bed, but no. Yeah. Go mow the yard, bro. Yeah. So it's cool.
Coach KC's built a great program with Freeworld Elite and a great community as well in Bryan College Station area. We appreciate your time so much. Looking forward to seeing the organization this weekend. I'm going to come check that 10U team out. Got to see what the hype's about, but I know you guys are going to deliver, and looking forward to it. Enjoyed our conversation, and best of luck to you this season.
I appreciate you, G. I appreciate y'all for having me, man.